Hello, IP community. This is Ricardo from MIPLM 2022 and with Group 1. And today we present our case study, Innovation Management Brand Value Creation. And therefore, the first person to present is Clément. And
thanks, Ricardo. So Veronique and myself will be covering the first task. So we're tasked to cover the customer preferences that from the point of view of the garage operator will take into consideration. So first and foremost, in the real world, there are several customer preferences that needs to be taken into consideration. I think, for example, the distance to the vehicle, the walking distance to the exit, time required for entry and exit, cost definitely, as well as some of the special services, for example, like the charging stations. But from the perspective of the garage operator, what you want is really to achieve optimal car park occupancy and at an optimal price, and also provide a customized parking experience. So at the same time, we have the cyber physical system that provides information from stored data, also manual data input, sensors, as well as web services. Now I'll turn it over to Veronique to talk about how this data can be converted to an optimal parking experience.
Okay, thank you. So in this second part of the concept of a garage, which is to say the virtual world, the garage operator is able to modelize the data, to modelize preferences, and to simulate a lot of things, and also to manage the control. And thanks to this, the garage operator will be able to give services to the customer, and then to go back in the other part, in the real world, to achieve an optimal parking experience for the customer. So now let's move to the 4P concept.
Thank you. Claire, do you like to take over?
So the 4P concept for IP is derived from the marketing 4Ps, which are product, promotion, price, and point of sales. And in IP, it's like a 4-story building. The foundation is to define your unique selling position, what will make you different. Then the way you will communicate this to your customers, and then you can choose and define what IP is needed, which kind of IP is needed to ensure a legal enforceable position for this. And with this, you can achieve a premium price. So in the case of the garage case study, so the USP is a customized choice of parking base. This provides new business opportunities for the operators. For example, having the garage occupied in the week by business people, in the evening by people wanting to enjoy a show, and in the weekend by tourists, for example. This allows for optimization, optimal utilization of the garage, and all customers are willing to pay for this service. And you can support the end customer personal preference for localization and choice of service. To communicate this, you will create a recognizable environment with special lighting, shapes, or a color identity. And you will advert your flexibility through the customer touchpoint, like an app, website, and so on. And this, you can then derive your IP from this. So your IP will be in the patents to cover the targeted technical systems you will be using. And you will need a trademark and some designs around the color and shape of specific elements to be able to communicate with your customers. So design rights and trademark. With this, you can achieve the customer, you can reach the customer, and you can achieve the premium price. Your customer will be ready to pay for this added value that you're giving. I hand over to the next one.
Thank you very much. Mosen.
Thank you, Ricardo. As we know, we don't have any background in resources perspective. We don't have no brand heritage. We are new entrants. We need to improve our new brands and associate it into that new brand with a new park experiences. What should we do for brand appearances? As we know, what we need to push ourselves into market with which differentiation. Do we need digitalization? Do we need into digital world? The answer is yes. We need apps, parking garage entrance, parking bay, parking ticket machine, social media, the same as LinkedIn. We need color and recognizable shapes and color language. And I must shift to the Greta.
Thank you.
The next one.
Okay, thank you. So here we move to our external view on the market perspective, and we need to focus what our brand can offer and what we are with our brand. And first column, what brand benefits we offer. So for garage operators, the main offer is parking as a service and to parking being attractive to end users, that safe and easy parking we can just focus, and users can find when you use these services, so users will find under this brand that they will be connected with the same quality in all places. And also we can offer price differentiation, so the parking spaces for operators will be highly profitable. What brand offer for end users? So parking customized to personal needs. This is very important for example, for women with children, for disabled peoples and everything. So you can find a place for which is for your, which compares with, which is useful for your needs, which is needed for your needs. I'm sorry with my English. And for example, for women, maybe be with children, be near to have a parking space near entrance, and for the bigger car to have a bigger space. So the parking spaces could be customized, and this is the benefit for the users. Also, price flexible price model, where you pay for the space which you take. For example, if you have a smaller car, so maybe it could be the price would be reduced, and all other features. Also easy paying system, you can pay via app, and this is this is very comfortable. Then easy and secure Parkinson without searching. So yeah, we can have alarm system, lightning, cameras, where is the safe place for your car. Also clean places and everything, and customer focused parking experience. So. This is all the benefits for the users, but it is easy to find, easy to access, simple and quick payment, and safe environment. So all focuses on user experience and for user benefits. And the next perspective is brand tonality, what we are like, and in emotional view of users, what we as the service providers, how we use our brand. So we are flexible. You have a comfort using our services. as I mentioned, it is safe and easy to park and to find the location, easy to refine, which is also, it is very important when you are using these services. Individualizations, maybe colors, music, you can have on your preference and everything, excitement, benefits, and caretaking. So also voice guidance, cameras, alarms, and location, payment process, using our apps. So and you can find easy these parking spaces.
Thank you very much. So I will overhand to the next team of two, which is Terita and Rita.
Thank you, Ricardo. As Greta would have explained, we have a particular tone that we would like to set based on our brand, and this would include being flexible, it being individual, exciting, and caretaking. And as we are a new brand, we will need to be very clear and very persuasive in terms of what exactly our brand promise to our customers are. So firstly, one of our brand promises will be flexibility, because now we're offering many different options that would not have been previously available in the market. So for example, maybe we will be offering wider parking for big or larger vehicles as opposed to smaller parking for smaller vehicles. Another promise of our brand would be that it's customizable to preferences. So it's very individual. It's specific to every individual need. And this is something that's not in the market already. And so that brand promise would be one of our exclusive features that we can offer to our customers. Another brand promise would be, of course, that it's easy to use. A lot of times, particularly for drivers that may not be the best of drivers, they may, be happy. I wouldn't say which gender, but they would be happy if they could find something that's easy to use. Firstly, in terms of the parking space itself, and also in terms of the technology that they will be using to get to that parking space, because of course you will be driving, and so you want something that is easy to use and to navigate. Another promise that we will be, communicating to our customer would be that it's fairly priced, particularly because we will be using a differentiation price strategy. We would definitely need to justify to our customers why we consider it to be fairly priced. And Rita will explain to us how we will be proving that. Another brand promise is that it's secure. So one of our features is, of course, the fact that we are having better lighting and security cameras and all of these features that are traditionally lacking in a lot of these parking facilities. And so that is definitely one promise that we would want to communicate to our customers, particularly the female customers. So for example, allowing for parking closer to the exit. The one last promise that we will definitely want to communicate to our customers is that it's futuristic. We are now selling parking as a service, and so we are a new brand. So the fact that it's futuristic, the fact that it is something new and exciting would be one of our promises to try and have get customers' attention and start, building a reputation behind our new brand that we're creating. I will now pass you on to Rita, who will go through how exactly we're going to prove our brand promise to our customers.
Thank you, Terita. So basically, how we already mentioned at the beginning, at this project, the physical world meets the digital world. And actually, we have a unique selling proposition by taking parking experience to the next level. And because this kind of service is a continuous procedure, the communication element within the brand
will be very important, because we give to the customers promises, brand promises, but we have to prove that these promises are met. What's very good is that we have very good intellectual property exclusivities and protection possibilities, which we can use actually to create a unique permanent communication point towards the customer, and to prove that by specific standards. So if we see at the right side of the brain, firstly, like the homogeneous overall impression. So basically, by a specific trademark and design rights, we can identify this unique level of parking service to the customer, which will be always recognizable to the customer views in anywhere. In the optics, again, the design rights could help us to provide a standardized, unified experience. Also, acoustics could be like protected to the customers, to the people, and the features in the application is a very important tool in our hands, which all could be protected by IP. So the application itself as a unique communication point, and within the application, the features as unique designs, and which are characteristic for the service. So how we can see in the app the navigation of the customer by these permanent communication points supported by the relevant IPs could lead to a continuous proof that the service is really at a next level of parking experience, and not really the parking anymore, but the added services what the customer gets, and which are protected by the IP portfolio. And I hand it on to the next.
Thank you very much. So, as you heard from my dear teammates, we are rethinking IP design and to create this brand with the thought of the spheres of exclusivity by means of IP for a parking garage. But stay with me. There's one more thing, and that is that it's not only the parking garage. With that, in that case study, it's also possible to create an ecosystem which allows to distribute this customized parking experience, which means it's not only dedicated to one app or the app of the provider or the garage or of several garages. It can be really distributed across a lot of different systems, across a lot of different jurisdictions, and that make that if you build this ecosystem, the brand is at the utmost important. And therefore, if it's clever designed, it has a chance to become something, as I recently learned, like a dominant design, which makes it very, very valuable for the brand owner. Therefore, it is not about only creating a business model. It's also about, if you can design an ecosystem, it can really reinvent the way how we park today. So thank you very much for your attention. I hope you had some fun, and I overhand back to Alex. Thank you.